So today was Wessex League round 2 in FairThorne Manor. It was an alright course, better than Romsey, but a little bit power heavy. And then in the start, you see me and Harrison looking at each other, and it reminded me of this picture. Not sure if anyone else saw that, but I thought that was quite cool. So yeah, I had an alright start, second place. Behind Harrison, he absolutely whacked it off the start, like probably the hardest start I've ever had. Yeah, down there. And then when we start to go uphill again, I'm like, alright, I'll try and get past, get ahead before the technical and see if I can get a gap, but it wasn't as easy as last week. So it's just us three now, me, Harrison, Tom, and then the battle's already started. Me and Harrison have already overtaken each other 3 times in about a minute of racing, and from here I was like, okay, he's on good form, I'm on pretty good form as well, a little bit tired from the RSR, but yeah, this can be a good race.
Well done, Sam.
And all these little gaps were opening. I still felt alright. I think I felt better at the start of the race, and I faded. And I think Harrison got better throughout, because at the start I was holding his wheel like a lot easier than I was at the end. I'm not sure if he started going faster or I started getting slow. I think it was just a mixture. But yeah, and also our lap times were crazy consistent. Like my fastest was 7:22 and my slowest was 7:25. Like I've never been that consistent. I don't know if that's just because I was with Harrison or what, but that was quite cool as well. Over there, it was a little bit wonky. Hopefully Paul the photographer didn't get that. In the pits. Tom's still with us, but I think he was about to get dispatched, no offence. Dive bombed. Well, I reckon I dive bombed him about 5 times this race as well, so all is fair. Through the woods, this was the best part of the course. Only slippery part. It was very slippery, to be fair. I kept losing my back wheel. Here's Tom, 4th place. He got 3rd, and some of these videos are his, so thanks a lot to him. And this video is Kev's, Riley's dad, so shout out boy Riley, have a look at his channel. And here you can just see I'm attacking, he's attacking, none of us really getting a gap. Or what I found was we could both get the gap, but we couldn't hold it, which was, you'll see later in the video, because there was one climb after the woods that I noticed I got a gap a few times, and I'd look back, I had 5 meters, and then I looked back again and he was right on my wheel. And that was the same with him, because we were talking about it after the race. It was just like, we just stuck together. And I did not want it to come down to a sprint, because I knew I'd get battered. He said something to me there. I don't even remember. Maybe I didn't hear. But, yeah. Past the pits, again. This was quite a fast bit of the course. Could be a bit of recovery, but I was definitely not recovering there. Because it was such a fast course, I think I averaged about 22k an hour, and in some parts we were easy going 30, 35. Not for that long, but still going that fast. The draft is quite big, so whoever was on the front was definitely putting in a lot more effort. Even in bits like this, where we're only going about 20, you could still see how he's definitely putting in a lot more effort than me, even though he was stronger on the day. And here I thought, try a bit of an attack on the hurdles where I know I'm better, but again, just can't get that gap, or can get a little gap, maybe not now, but just couldn't get away from each other. And I did notice while watching, I wasn't pedalling through the corners, which was a bit weird. Harrison was, because that's what they do in road, isn't it? It's just, I hope you don't pedal so I can take out the whole peloton. But anyway, through the line for the last time. It was actually a thunderstorm for basically the whole race. And this was Harrison's attack. Absolutely killed me. It was like the strongest attack I've ever seen. And been in. Not seen. Van der Poel exists, but like that I've had to go against. And I held it. He got the gap, but like I said, I just managed to hold it. Whenever I got a gap, he could hold it. And eventually, because of the draft, when you get that close, you just claw yourself back. And then I got back to the front. He kind of waved me past, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. And out of this corner, whacked it. Not the smartest place to attack. Massive draft benefit. Into a headwind. Don't really know what I was thinking. Just adrenaline. But yeah, didn't get any gap. he was still in the saddle when I was sprinting, so that was useless. But yeah, there was a thunderstorm in our race, so you saw last lap I led through the finish line because I was worried they were going to cancel the race because there was this massive thunderstorm, and it did end up actually pouring it down, but not in our race. So I was alright, I'll lead through the last lap, and if it gets called off, they'll take the results from the last lap. Not sure if Harrison was thinking that too, but that's what was going on in my mind. He's overtaken me again, and I think before the finish I'd get past him and then he'd get past me one more time, and then I just couldn't get around him again. I've frozen the screen here because you can just see how all these little gaps that don't look like much, closing them over and over again, I think is what killed me, because just out of every corner, just bang, out the saddle, just all those repeated efforts is just, I really struggle with that, especially after not making this, well, I am making excuses, but before the race I did a RSR, which is basically like a GB camp for the south of Britain, south of England, and I'm not sure if it was smart or dumb, but I went max out in all the races, and it was about 3 or 4 hours riding time the day before a race. Not the smartest, but it was fun. But then here, this is where I lost the race. You can see he's already out the saddle accelerating, and I'm still coming out the corner. It takes me about a second or two to get out the saddle, and by that time there's that gap. And again, I'm holding it, but that gap, I have to close it down on this corner where he went narrow, so I couldn't dive bomb. And if I didn't have to do that, then maybe it would have been a different story, but that's why it's so important to be at the front. And I came up the slipstream, and then just got battered. But yeah, that's what happened. Really good race. Well done to Harrison. That was probably one of the best races, best battles I've had, and yeah, fair play. Well done on the win, and here's to many more.